Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's roundtable discussion from DYOPATH on a really interesting topic we have around Log4j vulnerability. Before we get started, just for a quick reminder, everybody's on mute and your video is off. But if you have a question, please refer to the chat feature. This is being recorded, and you'll be able to view this on demand right on our YouTube channel. To get started, I'd like to introduce our couple of panelists. We have Matt Briggs, our Director of New Business Development, joined by Shohn Trojacek, our Security Practice Lead. So with that, Matt, I'll hand it off to you guys to get into it.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Log4j and the Log4j exploit, otherwise known as Log4Shell or Logjam, among other things, is, as most of you are aware, a very hot topic. It's got, understandably so, a lot of organizations and consumers very concerned, and we'll kind of dig into why they should be concerned. We all are. So we thought we would put together a quick video really talking about what Log4j is, what the exploit looks like, a timeline on when it was discovered, why it's different than some other headline-making exploits, and some ideas on how you might be able to protect yourselves and remediate moving forward. So I know that's been top of mind with a lot of our clients and partners alike. So and by the way, Shohn, thanks for jumping on. I feel like this is about to be story time with Uncle Shohn here. So looking forward to digging in. So I think first things first, Shohn, maybe you can talk a little bit about what Log4j is first, and then we can dive into some other questions. And this session is going to be a Q&A format.
Yeah, certainly. So Log4j is essentially just it's a back-end module that is used in a number of applications and environments and infrastructure and so forth, ranging from VMware to the Apache web server. So it's got quite a bit of play just across the entire kind of IT landscape. I think the real challenge for this one is finding out where this particular module is actually embedded. And so I think what makes this a little bit different is it's not like your standard hey, we found this or that software, let's go patch it. The problem is that it's embedded in so many other pieces of software, and that's what makes this one difficult.
Yeah, agreed. And if I just quickly summarize, it's a programming code written in Java and made by volunteers. Shohn had mentioned Apache Software Foundation. And really, it creates a diary or log or record of activities that developers use for troubleshooting purposes and for data tracking reasons. And I think we'll get into why this exploit is particularly menacing, but it's a software that's open source and it's free, which means it is very prevalent out there across multiple platforms. So that's what Log4j is, Shohn. So can you talk a little bit about the vulnerability or exploit that was discovered and associated with Log4j?
Yeah, sure. So for this one, it's really sort of interesting how it works. First of all, just in terms of the severity, this one had a CVSS score of a 10, which is essentially the highest score that you can get.
Right.
And so if we look at that CVSS score, typically there's a lot of things that are baked into that, such as how easy is it to exploit, how much damage can be done if you do exploit it, and things like that. So with this one, it is not only easy to exploit, but quite a bit of damage can be done, provided that someone can actually exploit it. In terms of how that works, is essentially a bad actor or someone looking to leverage this exploit will just send a request to a device or to a web server or whatever platform has this log4j module behind the scenes, and just submits a simple request. And then from then they are able to instruct this back-end infrastructure to go off and download additional software. And I don't want to use the word install, but it's kind of like installing additional software behind the scenes and then run whatever commands that attacker wants them to run. So that is it in a nutshell. So this is the worst of the worst in terms of vulnerabilities that you could have.
Right, because of not only prevalence, but ease in which a threat actor can launch malicious software, right, or a campaign.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. And then let's Shohn, I'm happy to take this. Let's talk a little bit about timelines on when the vulnerability was discovered and when we started or the community started seeing exploits. And so this is according to Cisco Talos. So Alibaba's cloud security team reported the Apache Log4j2 RCE vulnerability to Apache on November 24th, right? So I think that's what started all this. And then GitHub, there was a pull request, disclosed the vulnerability publicly on November 30th to give you an idea of the timeline. The first exploit was reported on December 1st. Cisco saw the first exploit on December 2nd. It took another, give or take, 8 days for widespread exploits to surface. So that landed around December 10th. By December 13th, there were a whole host of different attack vectors that were identified, right? Botnets, email, the module embedded in metadata sources and images and Word documents. Then we saw, or the community saw, denial of service vulnerability, around December 18th. So, obviously this is an ongoing situation that is developing rapidly and, getting more severe by the moment. There's organized crime outfits involved, nation states involved. So there's some pretty sophisticated threat actors that are looking to to take advantage of this this vulnerability. So Shohn, anything else that that you can comment on as far as timelines and what we're seeing as far as exploits?
Yeah, just briefly, since this is a level 10, the thing to think about is that means it is easily exploitable. And so what that means is anybody can use this one. It doesn't take a whole lot of know-how or your super bad actors to leverage this one. The code is out there. It just takes the will to do so. That doesn't take much nowadays.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Shohn. Thanks for dropping some knowledge on us all around this topic. Well, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to solutions@dyopath.com or your account manager, and we'll be happy to continue this conversation with you. So thanks again, guys, and thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.